Hello, Dr. Karen here, and I'm going to tell you how to patch for pain using a Meridian patching method. So this is with the LifeWave patches, and I'm going to tell you a little story first. But what I did want to share is that there is a patching protocol in the pamphlet for IceWave. IceWave are the patches that help with releasing pain, that symptom of pain. So with the LifeWave phototherapy patches, the IceWave has a white and a tan patch. Okay, and in Chinese medicine, the white patch would be more like the yang patch or the positively charged patch. The tan patch would be more the yin patch or negatively charged patch. And generally speaking, most people feel like if you have the two patches that there's energy traveling from the yang patch to the yin patch. So it goes yang to yin, energy goes yang to yin. Okay, so that's like general principles. So let me tell you the story. So we were at some of my patch training team members and I were at an event, and we were patching people for pain, and we were using the brochure points. And in this particular case, this person had hip pain. So what in the brochure is called the clock method, we actually put the tan patch over the hip. I'm going to use my little doll here. So we put the tan patch over the hip, and then what we did was we would move the white patch in a configuration of the clock. So we would do it 12 o'clock, see if the pain went away, wait 10 to 15 seconds, then put it at 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and see if the pain was better. And in this case, the pain did go down, but not as much as I would like. Now the pain was 8 out of 10, and I really wanted, at least a 4 or less, but it went from an 8 to a 6. So I was like, it's not as good as I would like. I want to try a different approach. So I asked this person, where is the maximum pain? And he said it was right here on the side of the hip. It was a little in front, but the major was right here. He said, well, I have scar tissue there. And I said, well, why do you have scar tissue? He said, well, I have a fake hip. I have a hip replacement. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. So the pain was here on the hip, but he had a hip replacement. So actually, there's, obviously the joint was no longer there. It was a fake joint, artificial joint. So I thought, well, there must be a lot of energy blockage in that area because he's having pain there. So this is how I kind of, figured out how to patch for this person. So on the side here, this is the gallbladder meridian. Okay. So I thought, well, gee, if we're patching near the fake hip, okay, and we're not really getting enough movement of energy, why don't we patch farther away from the hip? So what we did was we put a patch on the beginning of the gallbladder meridian and on the end of the gallbladder meridian, and miraculously the pain went from an 8 to a 2, like huge difference in pain relief. So, and interesting in Chinese medicine, the further the patches are away, the more energy travels. Okay, so and that's theoretical in traditional Chinese medicine. If you put acupuncture needles, sometimes the further away it is, the more profound the effect can be. So I'm going to show my screen here and show you an image of the gallbladder channel. Now the gallbladder channel starts at the side of the eye, and then it goes all the way down to the bottom of the outside of the foot. So if you were, had pain on any part of the side of you, you could use this Meridian method for gallbladder meridian. So what would you do? Well, if you don't mind it being on your face, you could take the white IceWave patch and put it on the side of the eye. So just where the edge of the eye goes, okay? And gallbladder 1. And if, here's my little foot. If you take the foot, you could actually put it on the outside of between the 4th and 5th toe. So that would basically run energy through the entire meridian. Yes, the entire meridian. Okay, so here we go. So, well, actually, yes, this is the left foot. Want to be on the correct side. So gallbladder 1, okay? And then gallbladder 41, it's easy to get to, and it's between the 4th and 5th toe, but further up. And if you push on it, ooh, it's exquisite. At least it is on me. It's like, yow. So between the metatarsals here. And guess what? When you do this, you're patching the entire meridian. You're running energy through the entire meridian. And you can see whether or not this improves the pain. Now, interestingly enough, if it makes it worse, it's rare, but if it makes it worse, it gives you information. It means the energy wants to go the other direction. So in that case, you could take the white patch and put it on the bottom, okay? And you could take your tan patch and put it at the top. Now you might say, Dr. Karen, I don't think I want to run around town with a patch on my head. And I say, well, if you're selling it, it's a great idea. But if you're not selling it and you don't want it to be seen, use another gallbladder point. So one of the gallbladder points, which is a great point to use, is gallbladder 20, which is on the back of the neck, or even gallbladder 21, which is on the top right here, you know, and oftentimes people go, ooh, that's sore, is the tight spot, right? So that's a good point that you can put gallbladder 21. So if I go back to sharing my screen here, let me see. Okay, so we've got our gallbladder image here. So you can see at the top of the shoulder, you can put it here, or you could put it at the back of the neck, gallbladder 21. And then the other one you can put all the way down on the foot. Okay, so but you might say, well, gee, what if my pain is not along the gallbladder meridian? So I'd be like, well, what meridian is it on? So say you have shoulder pain. Let's do this together. So I'm going to show my screen again. Okay, so let's go to here. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. So we are going to do a search. Okay, here I am on DuckDuckGo, and I'm going to do a search. I'm going to say, okay, shoulder. So you'd be like, okay, well, it's kind of here. So you might take a look at what meridians are near the shoulder. Now, I know that there is a triple burner meridian near the shoulder, or you could even search that specifically, meridians near the shoulder. You could search that. So I'm going to, let's see, which one do we want to make bigger here? Let's try this one. Okay, so I'm going to open it in a new screen here and make it as big as I can so you can hopefully see that. So triple burner goes all the way to, you know, the end of the fourth finger, okay? And, you know, it goes up the arm and across the shoulder, okay? And then back here, and it kind of zigzags, and it goes next to the eye. Now, I know it's very close to gallbladder 1, but it's a little bit different. The triple burner 17 is behind the right ear, and that's a really great spot to patch because some people have neck issues anyway. And so if you don't want the patch on your face, it's a great one to patch. So again, what would you do? Well, you would go ahead and take your, now in this case, the triple burner meridian goes from the bottom to the top. So you could patch, for example, triple burner 3, okay? Let me just stop the share for a sec here. Okay, so you could patch, for example, triple burner 3 on the hand, and then patch triple burner 17 behind the ear on that same side. So now you're running energy through most of the triple burner meridian. And that crosses the shoulder where you have pain. So remember to drink lots of water when you're using patches so the energy will run quickly and you will get some feedback within a few minutes, seconds or minutes of pain relief, hopefully. Okay, if this is the correct meridian for where the pain is. And so you'd be like, I don't know where I should put the white or the tan. I'd be like, try them both. Try them both. So if you're like, I don't know which triple burner, I said, okay, well, we'll do it the other way. Do it, you know, white here, tan here, and decide after a few seconds, move your shoulder around, go, oh, okay, well, that's actually better, right? So then you know that's the direction that the energy wants to go. Easy peasy, right? So same thing, you know, you can do the same thing with knee, for example. You can take the knee and look at, now I got one of these, you know, handy dandy, you know, guys. So I, you know, of course it's in Chinese in this case, but you get an English looking one. And, you know, the knee, there's stomach meridian on the outside, right? And there's spleen meridian on the inside. So there's all these different things that you can try. So just find the meridian where it is, and you can search it online where the meridian is, and see where the pain crosses a meridian and patch the entire meridian, or as much of the meridian as you can. The further the patches are away, the more, the more the energy travels. So that may be really, really helpful. So I'm going to just check in on the live here. And hello. All right. So Ingrid says, I've always wanted to try this method, but I couldn't find the start and the end of the meridians. Now, you don't have to go precisely at the end, because a lot of times the ends are like at the fingertip nail, and so just closer to the very ends, and then whatever is convenient. So they're already pretty far away. Yes. All right. And if it doesn't go down, that means energy is traveling the opposite way. It could be. Yeah, it could be, right? So if you have pain on the left side, patch the left. If you have pain on the right side, patch the right. Right? So if you got pain on the right hip, you would patch the right gallbladder meridian. Or if it's in the front of the hip, you might want to patch the liver meridian. Now, some of the meridians don't go all the way up to the head. So you would just look it up on DuckDuckGo and do a search for that meridian and just patch as close to the beginning and the end as possible. And then switch the polarity of the patches, the color of the patches, if that doesn't help. But a lot of times it does. And that is one way beyond what's in the brochure points that you can get some pain relief using the meridian patching. So Holly trains, where would the meridian for rotator cuff? So let's do a search together. And let's go ahead and go meridians crossing the shoulder, right? Because rotator cuff, you're talking about the shoulder. So let's take a look if we have, let's see if we have one here. Meridian point locations. Yeah, maybe images. So the nice thing about having a map is you can take a look at all the different meridians. Now, I've memorized it, of course. So you can also try upper body meridians. So upper body acupuncture meridians. Actually, I forgot to put the word acupuncture first. It's really, really helpful if you can put acupuncture in there, the word acupuncture in there, because it really helps. So here's one. We'll open that up to bigger. Sorry, I didn't use the word acupuncture in there. I know this is like, oh, what the heck is this? What you're looking at is where this is in the shoulder. Now, this is the back of the person. So you'll see that gallbladder is right up here in this part of the shoulder. Large intestine is here. Triple burner is here. Small intestine is here. Okay. Now, if you wanted the front of there, so we can take a look at the front of the body. So let's go here. Okay, so here's the front of the body. So what's in the shoulder? Well, lung is here. Okay. And what is this? This is pericardium, and then this is heart. Right here, right? But most people, with rotator cuff, probably their pain would be more closer to the lung meridian. So you could try, doing one meridian after another. Do the lung first, the triple burner next, the small intestine next, the triple burner, small intestine, large intestine, right? And see which one helps you the most. And maybe it's not any of that particular protocol, the one we're talking about today, may or may not be the best one for you. Maybe you just need the maybe you just need the clock protocol that's in the brochure. So always try the clock protocol first. Always try the brochure advice first. Then, if you want to experiment beyond that because you don't have enough pain relief, et cetera, then you can experiment with other more advanced protocols. Although this one is advanced, meaning it's not in the brochure, it's actually simpler. So you just find the meridian where the most pain is, and then you patch that meridian. Okay, so let's see if there's any other questions. So Sylvia says, if it's outside knee, you would just put a white on the right, tan on the left. You could. It's not meridian patching. It's a completely different protocol. But if you have pain on the outside of both knees, you could theoretically put an ice wave on the outside of both knees and see if that works. You would be actually patching the gallbladder meridian in this case, or stomach meridian if you're a little bit further in. And yes, it will travel through the whole meridian. What I was talking about today is really patching a whole meridian on one side only. But yes, you could do that as well. And like I always like to say, whatever works. Use whatever works. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Holly, I can't actually address a disease name like arthritis. So I think you're talking about pain in the hands and fingers. So yeah, you would actually patch meridians that are on the arms, you know, for example, if you want, and especially with the ice wave, increase the energy going through the arms. And allergies, where would you patch? Well, you know, it really talks about, you know, different symptoms that you have. We actually have a specific protocol for desensitizing from allergies. So if you're in our Facebook group, you can actually look at that. It's called the UE method. It's under units, and you can actually look at that for desensitizing allergy symptoms. But allergies in general are as a like lung meridian. You know, it's like nasal, right? So lung meridian, patch the lung meridian. That can really be helpful. Let's see. Jennifer says, if it's left-sided neck pain that radiates up the same size above the left eye causing migraine pain, would you focus more on the neck versus the head? Yeah, I would try to encompass the whole thing, really. So, for example, if you have stuff on the side of the head and say that's like gallbladder channel, you could literally like patch, you know, gallbladder 1, and then you can go further down or even further down the gallbladder, you know, down the body and patch that whole area, right? Or for example, if it's more up here, that's bladder meridian, it goes down here, you could, it's not that convenient, but you could patch bladder 2, which is on your forehead right here, and then use this on the bottom of your bladder point, which is, oh, where's my fake foot here? Okay, so you can actually put the bottom one on bladder 60. And that would catch that whole meridian, your head and the neck, all the way down the back, all the way down the back to the bottom here. So that would be bladder meridian. And if you're like, I don't really know what bladder meridian looks like, well, go on your Google or your, I like to use DuckDuckGo, and you say image, acupuncture point. Always put the word acupuncture so you don't get other stuff. Bladder meridian. Okay, try that. Okay, and then you'll actually see pictures of the entire bladder meridian. Now this one, let's see if I can make it bigger for you here. There we go. Hopefully you can see this. So it starts at the inner canthus of the eye, which we don't patch there because that would be kind of painful. So you could patch here. You could even patch on the head, you know, if it's not that convenient to patch on the inside eyebrow area. Okay. And it goes above the head and then all the way down. It does split into two, by the way. And then it comes back together on that outside ankle. And so that's bladder meridian. So hopefully that helps you with that. And let me just see. So would you do meridian patching on both sides? You could. You could. You would do that. You would use a lot of patches, but you could do that if you wanted to. But here's the cool thing. If you do meridian patching on one side, oftentimes the opposite side will also get better. So I would patch the worst side first, just to see. Now it may take more than just a few seconds or minutes. It may take up to 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But a lot of times as you balance one side, oftentimes the body will balance the opposite meridian as well. So that's a great question. Let's see, what else? X39 patching for limited movement of hands and swelling. Yeah, you know what? I think that X39 is the stem cell enhancing patches. They're so good as a foundational patch for everyone to use, because who couldn't use reverse, you know, aging and more, you know, healthy stem cells, right? So you can use that as a base. And then if you have breakthrough pain beyond using X39, then you just grab your, you know, ice wave, because the ice wave moves energy. So some people need the movement of energy to get rid of their pain. And so you can put it on any meridian at the, you know, front and at the end part to see if that helps with the pain. So that's this particular protocol beyond what's in your brochure. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And if you are watching this live, you know, put in some comments down below. Let me know how helpful this is and maybe even what you would like to see in the future. I do have a YouTube channel. If you just search YouTube youtube.com/C/Karen Can. You'll actually see a whole playlist of all these micro trainings that I've done over time. And in case you can't find it on Facebook anymore, because it's sometimes hard to search, I'm going to be archiving them all on the YouTube channel. You can also comment below like, hey, I'd love to know how to patch for this symptom. Just remember to keep it to symptoms, not to diseases. We can't patch for diseases. And then if you're on the replay, if you could please put in the comments replay, that'd be really helpful so I can see how many people watch live, how many people watch replay. Yeah, so I hope these are helpful for you, and I look forward to our next little mini training and micro training. Until next time, bye for now.